We will do a new chapter, chapter 5, Soil and Crops, page 201. Okay, children, plants require fertile soil and sufficient water for their growth. Human beings depend on plants. So, can we say that human beings depend on good soil for their survival? Yes, it is true, right? Soil is a natural resource. It is the topmost layer of earth in which plants and trees grow. So, soil is the topmost layer of earth, right? The topmost layer of the earth is soil in which plants and trees grows. Soil is made up of small particles of broken down rocks, decayed plants, and animal matter, humus, water, and soil. Soil also contains many tiny creatures, ants, beetles, centipedes, and earthworms. So, how is soil formed? Soil is formed by broken down of rocks, decayed plants, and animals, that is humus, and water and air. Soil also contains tiny creatures like ant, beetles, centipedes, and earthworm. Okay. Now the next topic is importance of soil. Number one, soil is essential for the growth of plants. Plants take minerals and water from the soil. Soil is important for the growth of plants. Soil is the topmost layer of the earth where trees and plants grow. So soil is very important. Then plants take minerals and water from the soil. Soil contains minerals and water. Then these minerals are taken by the plants through their roots. Number two, many animals build their homes in the soil. For example, rabbits, ants, and earthworms. So, where do rabbits, ants, and earthworms lives? They live in the soil. Okay. Number three, we also use products made of soil. For example, bricks to build our homes and make things such as pots using clay. So we human beings also use product made of soil. What is it? It is bricks. Bricks are used to build our homes, and we also use pots, different kinds of pots like flower pots, and different kinds of pots for storing water. We use products made of soil. Okay, the next topic is formation of soil. Soil is formed by the breaking down of rocks into smaller particles over thousands of years. Rocks are found on the surface of earth. They are exposed to heat, cold, and rain. Rocks expand. Expand means become bigger because of heat, and contract. Contract means become smaller because of cold. Repeated heating and cooling cracks the rocks and breaks them into smaller rocks. Rainwater gets into the cracks in the rocks and breaks up the rocks further into small pieces. Fast flowing rivers carries these rock pieces along with them. The pieces of rock hit against each other and break up into smaller pieces. Small stones that are formed from broken rock pieces are called gravel. Gravel further breaks into tiny pieces of rocks that are taken to far off places by water and wind. How are soil formed? Soil is formed by the breaking down of rocks. Okay, when rocks are expand, when they become heated, they become bigger, expand, and when they were in contract because of heat, they become smaller. Breaking down of rocks, small rocks, they are carried away by the rain water, and then small pieces of stones carried down by the winds are called gravel. When these small stones over a long period of time, then they they changes into a mud, or they changes into a clay, or they changes into a sand. This is how the soil is formed. So we will be studying the different types of soils. Okay, so these rocks changes into a mud, a clay, or a sand, and they form the topmost layer of the earth's surface. They are called soil. This slow process of rocks undergo changes when exposed to the weather and break down to form soil is called weathering. Now the layers of soil. Layers of soil. There are three main layers of soil: topsoil, subsoil, bedrock. Okay, there are three main layers of soil. The first one is topsoil. Topsoil is the topmost layer of the soil. It is dark in color. Topsoil contains humus and mineral particles which make it fertile. Plants grow in the topsoil. So, topsoil is black in color. It contains humus and minerals. Humus means the decay of animals and plants, which makes the soil fertile. And on the plants and trees grows in the topsoil. The second one is subsoil. It is also called the middle soil because there are three types of soil: topsoil, subsoil, bedrock. So subsoil is the middle soil. Subsoil is the layer found below topsoil. It contains light color soil that is harder than topsoil. The subsoil does not contain humus. Subsoil is just below the topsoil. It is light color and it is harder than the topsoil. It does not contain humus. The next is bedrock. This is the bottommost layer of soil. The bedrock consists of solid rocks. The bedrock is the base, the parent materials from which soil is formed. So the bottommost layer is called, the layer of the soil is called bedrock. Okay, bedrock consists of only rocks, solid rocks. Then this is the base, the bottommost, and it is also called the parent material from which soil is formed. All right. The next topic is types of soil. Different places have different kinds of soil. Each type of soil will differ in color, texture, and fertility. All the soils are not the same. Different places have different kinds of soil. So since they are different, they will differ in colors. The colors are different, the appearance are different, and the fertility are different. Different crops grows in different types of soil. Okay, we have to choose what type of soil will be good for what type of food crops. Okay, all the food crops did not grow in one soil, so they grow in food crops grow in different types of soil. Now, sandy soil. Sandy soil is coarse in texture. Coarse in texture. It absorbs water easily. For example, the sand on the seashore absorbs water as soon as the wave comes and goes. Sandy soil is seen in beaches and deserts. Coconut trees, melons, and cucumbers grow well in sandy soil. Coarse in texture means having a rough surface. Okay, surface is rough. So in a sandy soil, coconut trees, melons, and cucumbers grows well. You will see this sandy soil in beaches and in desert. Okay. Then clay soil. Clay soil is very fine, sticky, and lumpy when it is wet. It becomes hard when it dries. Clay soil is used for making toys and pots. Rice, wheat, and sugar cane grow well in clay soil. So, clay soil is sticky and lumpy. Lumpy means without regular shape when it is wet. Where it becomes very hard when it is dry, so it is used to make toys and pots. We have seen different types of pots using clay, right? We have flower pots. We use a clay pots to keep water. when you use clay pots, the water is very cool. Okay, then in this clayey soil, rice, wheat and sugar canes grows well. The next soil is loamy soil. Loamy soil is a mixture of sand and clay along with humus. Humus is a natural fertilizer, so loamy soil is very fertile. Plants such as tea, coffee, spices, and rubber grow well in loamy soil. Loamy soil is a mixture of sand and clay. Okay, sand and clay, it is a very fertile soil. So in this loamy soil, plants such as tea, coffee, spices, and rubber grows very well. Silty soil. Silty soil is considered to be the most fertile soil. It has fine grains with a combination of sand and clay. Plants such as barley and millets grows well in silty soil. Silty soil is the most fertile soil. Okay, it is a combination of sand and clay. So plants such as barley and millets grows well in a silty soil. Okay, soil erosion. Soil erosion means the displacement of the topsoil. Displacement means not in a proper place. The topsoil is not kept in a proper place. Soil erosion. The process by which the topsoil is blown away by wind or washed away by water is called soil erosion. Soil erosion means the topsoil is blown away by wind or washed away by water. Okay, they are not in a proper shape, so the displacement of the topsoil is called soil erosion. The causes of soil erosion are strong winds can carry away the topsoil. So the number one is causes of soil erosion is strong wind. Rainwater flowing down a hillside at great speed can carry away the topsoil to the plains and then to rivers or seas. So the second causes is rainwater. The third is when cattle are allowed to gaze on the same piece of land again and again, all the available grass will be eaten by them with no plants or roots to hold it. Soil is exposed to erosion. So the third one is overgazing. The roots of trees hold the soil in place. When trees are cut down, deforestation, their roots cannot protect the soil from wind and water. So the roots of trees holds the soil in its place. So when we cut down many trees, then when trees dries, and then the roots cannot protect the soil, cannot hold the soil. The number four is deforestation. The next topic is soil conservation. Soil erosion makes the land less fertile. So soil can be conserved and protected from erosion by the following ways. How can we conserve the soil? Okay, soil number one, by planting trees. Afforestation. Trees prevent erosion of soil by wind and water. So how can we conserve our soil? By planting trees, that is afforestation. 2. Terrace farming prevents erosion in hill slopes. Hill slopes are shaped into steps with low, raised mud walls, that is bunds, on their edges. Bunds prevent water from carrying the topsoil down the hill. Number 2 is terrace farming. Terrace farming is shaping the slope of a hill like a step. Okay, like a step, and then they were growing food crops. That is terrace farming. Dams and embankments can be built to prevent erosion of soil by water during floods. Number 3 of soil conservation is dams and embankment. Number 4 is crop rotation. Number 5 is overgazing. Number 6 is windbreaks. Windbreaks consist of 2 or 3 rows of trees planted at the edge of the field to prevent soil erosion by wind. The next topic is improving the fertility of soil. Topsoil is very important for the growth of plants as it contains minerals. So, farmers improve the fertility of the topsoil by adding manure and fertilizers, adopting crop rotation, and through irrigation. So, how are we going to improve the fertility of the soil? Farmers use fertilizers, manures to increase the fertility of the soil, and practicing crop rotation using irrigation. So when different types of crops are grown in different seasons, then the fertility is not lost. Okay, so using manure and fertilizers and crop rotation will improve the fertility of the soil. Microorganisms such as bacteria and small creatures such as beetles and earthworms live in the soil. They break up the soil particles. This allows air and water to circulate the soil, so soil becomes soft and fertile for plants to grow. Bacteria and small creatures like beetles, earthworms help to make the soil fertile by bringing up the down soil, circulate the soil. Then the soil becomes soft and fertile. So they are very, earthworms, beetles are very important. Crop rotation. Different crops require various mineral salts in different amounts. If the same plants is grown on the same patch of land continuously, the soil will lose a particular mineral. If different crops are grown one after another on the same patch of land, the soil does not lose any particular mineral and remains fertile. This technique of growing different crops in turns on the same patch of the land every season is called crop rotation. For example, if wheat is grown on a plot of land in one season a year, in the following season of the year, peas or beans can be grown on the same plot. This is because pulses such as peas and beans restore the nitrogen absorbed from the soil by cereal crops such as wheat and rice. Thus, crop rotation preserves and increases the fertility of the soil, thereby increasing the crop yield. Okay, crop rotation means planting different types or kinds of crops in different season. If we practice crop rotation, then the fertility of the soil will be increased and the crop yield also will increase. Irrigation of crops. Water is essential for plant growth. Rain is the main source of water for most of the plants, but we do not get rain all the time, so plants have to be watered by other methods. This method of watering the plants in the fields by using pipes or canal is called irrigation. Irrigation means watering plants. Yes, plants need water to grow. Rainwater is very important, is the source of water for most of plant. But then we do not get rain all the time, so we need to water our crops using pipes or canals. Waters from wells, tube wells, and tank is used to irrigate fields. Dams are constructed on rivers. Dams supply water through canals. The next one is storage of grains. After harvesting the crops, it is very important to protect the grains from damage. It is essential to store grains for future. The government has taken steps to store food grains on a large scale in godowns and warehouses. Food crops is very important. So we need to protect from their damage. So we also need to store the food grains for future use. So the government has taken up steps to store food grains in godowns and warehouse. Godowns and warehouse means a building where large quantity of goods are stored. Okay, so food storage godowns and warehouse should be clean and waterproof. Now, if it is not clean and if it is not waterproof, then the food grains we store will be spoiled. So the the godowns and the warehouses should be clean and waterproof. Grain should be stored in moisture-free container. It should not be wet. It should be moisture-free. Number 3, care should be taken to prevent rodents and pests from entering the godowns. In countries such as USA, huge silos is cylindrical tower-like structure are used to store food grains such as wheat for future use. Okay, in USA they use a huge silos means a huge cylindrical tower-like structure. It looks like a tower. It looks cylindrical. They use this huge silo to store food grains for future use. So this is about uh, soil and crops. Now children, listen to this video carefully. Learn all the textual exercises and the notes. Okay.